Hi guys, today we're going to have a focus of loosening our necks and our upper back. But often if we have a tight neck and upper back, our hips can be tight and our shoulders can be tight because of things like sitting too much or using a computer too much, or even just stress. So even though our priority today is loosening our neck and shoulders, try and pay attention to how the movements we use ripple through your whole body, because this is a whole body routine just with a priority of loosening your upper back and neck. So let's get into it. We're going to start in a tabletop position, and we're going to do the basic movement of cat-cow. So start by tucking your chin in and then pushing your upper back up to the sky, letting that movement ripple all the way to the tailbone, and then reverse that, starting with the tailbone. So we're going to turn the tailbone back up to the sky, push the belly down to the floor, and then look forwards, tuck the chin in, upper back to the sky, tuck the tailbone in, reverse from the tailbone, then pushing the belly down to look forwards. So here we're moving the neck into flexion and the whole spine into flexion, and then tucking the tailbone, pushing the belly down, the lower back is extending and looking forwards into extension, just rippling through the spine, loosening our necks up in what we call the sagittal plane, the forwards-backwards plane, flexion and extension. Next we're going to move into side bending, so find a neutral bit of your spine, so not too down, not too up, nice in the middle. And to side bend we're going to start by tilting one ear to your shoulder and then tilting that shoulder to your hip on the same side, and then back to the middle, tilt your ear to your shoulder and then shoulder to hip. So once you've done that a couple of times, you can let that flow all in one movement rather than going shoulder to ear to shoulder, shoulder to hip. You can do it all in one rippling movement, letting the movement travel all the way through from your ears and your upper neck all the way down through to your hips. So here we're working in the side bending movement, which we call the frontal plane in biomechanics. Next up is going to be rotation. So we're just going to simply look to the side, but then follow that movement through by threading the needle and looking up to the sky. So we look one way and thread the needle. What I do to get a few extra degrees of range is to look and then push into the floor. So I'm using the back of my hand here to push to get even higher and look even higher up to the sky. Letting even more rotation go through the spine. Each time you go from side to side, you should notice you can see a little bit further round. Now we're going to go through those planes of motion again, forwards, backwards, side to side and rotation, but this time just pushing the hips back. So here we're going to pick up the speed a little bit as well and feel a real ripple and rhythm through the spine and the shoulders. So tucking the chin in, pushing the back out, and by pushing the hips back to rest our hips near our heels, we're just bringing in a little bit more stretch into the hip joints as well. So just working in the sagittal plane, forwards, backwards. At the top here, I'm pushing my hands into the floor to open up the connective tissues around the outside shoulder blades. And now we'll go side to side. Try and see what my hips are doing relative to my heels. Do you see how my hips are rolling side to side off my heels as I take my ear to my shoulder? Even though I'm thinking about side bending my head, I'm letting this movement ripple all the way through my body, and it's just gently loosening my hips as well. And then we'll do the twisty one, the rotation, the transverse plane. You might feel this a lot more in your hips compared to last time. So we're going to, from this kind of, don't even know what to call this position, where we're pushing our hips back, we're going to do one more thing, which is where we just take the head in a circle. Only do this if your neck feels comfortable. But again, try and let the movement ripple, and you'll feel a point. And for me, it's when I push my head down, where I just want to push the floor away and just get a nice little circle. There's really no rules here. Where whatever your spine and shoulders and hips want to do, that's fine. And just take the head the other way. This is really good. So from this position, we're going to go into a one-armed child's pose and open up all of this connective tissue around the shoulder. So we're just going to drop straight down, and then we're going to thread the needle. Stay on the same side for a few reps. Straight down, thread the needle. Straight down, thread the needle. And then go other arm, straight down, thread the needle. Just feeling each rep loosen the shoulder blade, helping the shoulder blade glide over the thorax. I can feel a few little clicks and clunks as my shoulder blade glides over the ribs, but I'm also feeling my hips get nice and loose. Each repetition is going a little bit deeper into those hip joints. So it's really important when we have a particular focus like loosening our neck that actually we feel movement ripple through our whole body. Cool. From here, we're just going to cross one arm in front of our chest and then take the other arm over the top and let our belly sink into the floor, let our chin rest over our arms, feeling a decent stretch behind our shoulders, and just breathing and imagine getting really heavy. And then switch arms, so one arm goes under the other, and then let your chin rest over the top. Breathe, get heavy, let your belly sink into the floor. Feel the floor with your belly as you breathe in and your belly goes out. And then slowly up. Just going to go into a cross-legged position to finish up, where we're just going to sit up nice and tall. One hand goes over the head. We can just use our eyes here just to gently look up to the sky. You shouldn't feel dizzy at all here. Nice breaths in through the belly. Also imagine the shoulder on the side that you're stretching, the shoulder should be sinking, using a gentle muscle activation to pull the shoulder down away from the ear as the ear goes up to the sky. Imagine those 2 points getting further apart. Slowly roll the chin down to the middle of the chest. Sit there a second. And then we're going to go the other way. Light pressure from the hand on the head. Pulling the shoulder down to the ground and letting that ear float up to the sky.
I wanted to come outside.
Okay. Chin back to the middle. And then come forward. You coming over to say hello, William?
No. I just wanted to exercise.
You wanted to exercise?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go do some exercise.
After exercise, can I play football?
Sure. So, I hope your neck feels freer. I'll sign off here, and until next time, have a healthy and happy week.